Konnichiwa, minasan. Actually. Konnichiwa, minasan. 今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask at any time. We're going to continue with immersion with Card Captor Sakura. Yeah, そのつもりやってんけどな. Let's see. Yeah, so that doing that plan, well, that was the plan, but yeah usually means no when used casually, so doesn't make sense here. Oh, this is not the word iya, this is the interjection. Kurai, but when the other use of this kanji is iya, so disliking, not wanting. Okay. But according to this, they think it's an interjection that's also iya. Oh my, oh dear, wow. Oh well. Let's see. Please explain the grammar of okay, so it says it is being used like no, okay. Intention, plan, yatte. This is contraction of yatten. So yatte inai. So that would be not doing. let's see, in Kansai dialect, ya is often translated as ya is often used instead of e in negatives. Okay, standard Japanese, sono sumori janai. It's not that intention. Or Kansai dialect, sono sumori yanai. Yaten is a further contraction of yanai or yan in rapid speech. So yaten or yan in formal text, in fact, means is not, it doesn't exist. So you're saying that this means no, that was not the plan? So that was not the intention, that was not the plan? So, iya, sono sumori yatten kedo na.
やっと気づいてくれた。ケロちゃん今日留守番するって言ってたでしょ。いやそのつもりやってんけどな。お父はんの弁当の匂いがあんまりうまそうやったからいやそのつもりやってんけどな。お父
Otohan no obento no ni. See, otohan no otohan no bento no ni. So let's see, your father's bento, then wow, oh, this is nioi. This is not the particle. This is the word nioi. Okay, so otohan no bento no nioi. So the smell of your father's bento. Let's see, ga amari anmari umaso, which is from umai or delicious. So looks delicious or smells delicious in this case. So umai so yat yatta kara. So it ended up doing smelled delicious. Okay, Amari, isn't that leftovers? Konnichiwa, Ramia. Genki desu ka? See, Ramia wa genki desu ka to imashita. Watashi mo. Remainder, remnant rest balance. Okay. Not very much. Too much excessively. Oh, so I think he's saying it smelled exceedingly delicious. So your father's bento smell, or since your father's bento smelled exceedingly delicious. Okay, well the translator puts it, but your dad's lunchbox smelled so good. So otohan no bento no nioi ga amari umasou yatta kara. Oh, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
ケロちゃん今日留守番するって言ってたでしょ。いやそのつもりやってんけどな、お父はんの弁当の匂いがあんまりうまそうやったからついこうふらっとついこう
Suiko Fura and then let's see, Sui. Isn't that like reason or fault, if I remember correctly? Pair, no, just unintentionally. Okay, maybe not. Suiko. Please explain the grammar of Suiko Furato is not a standard Japanese grammatical construction. It appears to be a phonetic misinterpretation or type. He probably didn't say it correctly, but for the common grammar pattern, sui. Okay. So sui is an adverb meaning accidentally or by impulse or in spite of oneself. So that would be unintentionally, adverb, sui. Okay, subconsciously, by mistake, against one's better judgment. And then ko. Let's see, the translator says that I just kind of drifted over here. Let's see. Flat level. Okay. Aimlessly, by chance, accidentally. Furato. Adverb. So aimlessly. Okay, that's probably what he's meaning here, so. What is the origin of Furato? Because this form originates from the onomatopoeic poetical mimetic Gyongo Gyataigo word of fuda fuda. It describes a state of being unsteady, dizzy, or swaying, which evolved to mean aimlessly, casually, or suddenly. So fuda fuda became furato. Oh, this is probably ko as in this direction ko then, judging by the other words around it. So unintentionally in this direction, wandered aimlessly. Well, as I translated, I just kind of drifted over here. Suiko Furato.
言ってたでしょ。いやそのつもりやってんけどな、お父はんの弁当の匂いがあんまりうまそうやったからついこうふらっと。
That's right. Furato. That was a adverb or fukushi. Okay.
それでリュックが ちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやない。それでリュックがちょっと重かったのね。それで
それでリュックがちょっと
ちょっと重かったの。
思う重かったし。それで、リュックがちょっと重かったのね。リュック、rucksack, knapsack, backpack. Oh, that's right. Conjugations of a kyoshi or I adjectives. Omoi becomes omokata in past tense. So so therefore, okay, or from that, so therefore, それで、ryōku ga chotto omokata no ne. So therefore, my knapsack was a little heavy, or rucksack. So de ryōku ga chotto omokata no ne.
それでリュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやないで。それでリュックがちょっと重かったのね。
Why no omo sadake yanai de. See. Let's see if omoi is heavy, then omosa would be weight, because that's how you nounify some things by dropping the I and adding sa. So my weight. Let's see, my weight. Dake is just. Just my weight is not that much. I think that's a way of saying. Just my weight doesn't exist. I think that's a way of saying I don't weigh that much. By the way, if you've ever had to carry a backpack for many, many hours straight, even 10 pounds is really sore on the shoulders. That's why it's important if you're going to be carrying some weight to have a backpack that distributes weight well. Yeah, so Mosa's weight. So good. Yeah, when I was walking around in Japan, I just grabbed a small. I had a small backpack I brought on the plane. Was walking around with it. It wasn't any special weight distribution backpack, just a cheap small backpack, and that got sore. I had to take some weight out of that backpack. Let's see. Translator says, it's not just my weight, you know. Oh, just my weight. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. So this is my weight, and then Dake, just my weight. So it's not just my weight doesn't exist. In other words, it's not just my weight. So you can have you with other things, but just your weight alone doesn't exist. Okay. So why no omosa dake yanai de? Why no omosa dake yanai de?
それでリュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやないで。弁当大きいもん。弁当大きいもん。リュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやないで。
Bento okimon. So the bento is a large thing. In other words, the bento is huge. Bento okimon.
リュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやないで。弁当大きいもん。言ってくれればちゃんと連れてきてあげたのに。もう言ってくれればちゃん。リュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さ。ふらーっと、それでリュックがちょっと重かったのね。ワイの重さだけやないで。弁当大きいもん。言ってくれれば。
Let's see. Ite kurereba. Ite kurereba chanto
ちゃんと連れてきてあげた。
tsurete kite ageta no ni. So kurereba. So if this is from kureru, why would it be reba? Because it would be kureba if there's the conditional eba. Wait, no. Kureru. So the conditional eba for that would be only the ru would get changed. So kurereba. Oh yeah, kurereba, yes. Double check that. Kurereba. Yes, kurereba. So if you give saying that, let's see, chanto tsurete properly accompany. Let's see, properly accompany coming. Ageta give. Let's see, if you said that I could have given you properly for you to come along. In other words, what I think she's trying to say, like, why didn't you just ask me to come along then? And I could have. Let's see, if you told me, I would have brought you along. So, ite kureba. So, if you gave telling, right? Okay, if you told me. Chanto tsurete. So, to accompany, come. In other words, come in her direction. So, properly accompany, given. So, she would have given properly accompanying in her direction. So, in other words, I would have brought you along, essentially. Chanto surete kite agete no ni. So, いてくれれば、ちゃんとすれて、来てあげてのに。Wait, すれて is considered an adverb? That was a verb. すれる I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I think it makes more sense for this to be considered a verb, like the base word is. Anyway, so いてくれればちゃん Actually, that's a thought. Why is chanto just in this sentence? Why is chan why is chanto used? Chanto is used to emphasize the action of bringing someone along would have been performed properly, correctly, or in an appropriate manner as expected or promised. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay.
Bento 大きいもん言ってくれればちゃんと連れてきてあげたのにびっくりさせたろ思ってベント大きいもん言ってくれればちゃんと連れてきてあげたのにびっくりさせたろ思って
Let's see. びっくりさせたろ。させたろ。Let's see. Omoten. So, びっくり surprise. Let's see. Saseru is to cause. So, cause and surprise. And then past tense wanted to cause surprise. But then we have this row here. Sasetar. And then okay, so こんにちは Wild Arm 元気ですかさせたら Let's see. Please explain the grammar of that phrase. I know this emoten is probably is emotenai, but said in a Kansai Ben way. So it was like did not think. Let's see. Sasete, past tense of the causative, okay, of suru, okay, ro, a dialectal or casual contraction of the volitional potential auxiliary from rho. In many dialects like concept and rho is contracted to rho. Okay, here it functions similar to dado, or indicates volition intent in the past context, often implying I must have or I think I'm. Okay, so this is supposed to be show the transitions of sudo to sasetaro. So first to saseru, okay. Saseta, yes. Volitional presumptive form of is saseyo, but then it's no longer past tense at that point if you say saseyo. See, in many dialects, especially concept and casual speech, the O sound shifts or contracts. For group 2 ichidan verbs like saseru, the volitional is sometimes colloquially rendered as sasero. So from saseyo to sasero, okay, by treating the stem as sase plus ro, an odor or dialect volitional auxiliary, though standard grammar dictates saseyo. So sasero contracts to sase. Sasetado in rapid casual speech. The R sound is retained. Okay, so let's see. Contrast sasetado in rapid speech. Yeah, the R sound is retained along with the O, and the long O becomes a short O. In Kansai dialect, the volitional auxiliary yo often becomes ro. So shiyo is shido. Let's do, though shido is also imperative in standard. Here, sasetado implies I guess I made or I'm thinking of making. Let's see. Final contraction. Sasetado. Saseyo or sasedo. Spoken form of sasetado. Okay, nuance. In this context, to omote iru. It expresses the speaker's assumption. Oh, that's right. Omoten is omote iru. That's right, yeah. Speaker's assumption or reflection. I was thinking I should put, okay, let's see. Oh, saseru, saseta, then sase taro, which makes just sase taro. How do you make past tense volutional in standard Japanese? Okay, plain dictionaries. Conjugate the verb to its ta form. This is used with friends, families, okay, and diaries, okay. Ru verbs, okay, drop ru and add ta, okay. Miru becomes mita, group 1 u verbs. Okay, just conjugation to ta is normal. Okay, so let's see. Standard Japanese does not have a past tense form of the volutional. The volutional ending is inherently forward-looking. Okay, what about a volitional form of past tense? Then what is sasetaro then? What is sasetaro then? See, sasetaro is not past tense volutional. It is causative volutional form with a rough masculine nuance. Saseru, okay. Saseyo. Where does the ta come from? Comes from the evolutional form of the auxiliary verb. Okay. Comes from the volitional form of the auxiliary verb taro, taru, which is the classical archaic equivalent to da. So dado and so it's grammatically parallel to dado, and dado becomes dado in rough speech, but here it functions as a volitional. That's okay. So Taru is the archaic form of Dado. No, Tado is not the archaic form of Dado. They are related but distinct grammatical forms derived from Tadi. Both come from the classical auxiliary verb tari, which functions as the copula to be in classical Japanese. Dado derived from de particle plus aru, volitional form of aru. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because da is nothing more than de aru. So its volitional form, dado, would be de plus aru, okay? Historically, aru evolved from aramu, not directly from taru, meaning probably, okay? I suppose it's conjecture, so taru, okay? Taru is the attributive form linking to a noun of the classical copula tari. Its volitional form taro. In modern rough speech, taro is attached to verb stems like causative sase to create a volitional meaning. Let's do X, or I would do X, meaning sase taro. Let's make him do it. Volitional intent. Correct. Correction on your previous understand. The ta in sase taro comes from the classical copula tari. Specifically, its volitional form taro is not the past tense marker, nor is taru simply an older version of dado. Dado is for guessing. Taru, in this context, is for deciding or suggesting an action. Is Taru still considered the volitional form? Yes, taro is considered the volitional form of the classical auxiliary verb tari, but it's archaic and not used as a standalone verb in modern standard Japanese. In classical Japanese, the auxiliary verb tari, meaning to be or perfective aspect, conjugated into volitional taro. Over time, taro contracted to taro in colloquial speech. Okay, it ceased to function as a main verb, meaning probably. That role was taken by daro, which comes from dearu. Current usage. Today, taro survives only as a suffix attached to other verb stems to create a rough masculine volition. It is most commonly seen in causative volitional sase taro. Let's make him do it. Okay, it can theoretically attach to other stems like ika setaro. Let's make him go, but this is restricted to rough speech, dialects, or fictional characters, anime, manga. So while taro is historically a volitional of tari, in modern grammar you should treat taro as a sentence-ending particle that adds a rough volitional nuance. So let's or I will to the stem it attaches to rather than a standalone conjugation. So in other words, they're basically saying it was an archaic form that most of its volitional uses got replaced by taro, but it still has some volitional uses left in certain dialects. And that's how it's being used here. So saseru becomes sasetaro. So it's not just saseru to cause, but I set my mind to causing it. I have volition to it. It's like setting the idea to causing. So bikkuri sasetaro omoten, which is in standard Japanese would be like would that be actually is that what would this be in standard Japanese? Doesn't sase taro get changed to something else? Oh yeah, saseyo. Okay, so saseyo. So in standard Japanese, this would be bikkuri saseyo omoteiru. But in his dialect of Kansai Ben, it's bikkuri sase taro omoten. In other words, I thought I was thinking I would cause a surprise. In other words, I thought I would surprise you.
ちゃんと連れてきてあげたのに。びっくりさせたろ思って。さくらちゃんびっくりなさってましたから。ね、おう。まあ言ってくれればちゃんと連れてきてあげたのに。びっくりさせたろ思って。さくらちゃん。
さくらちゃんびっくりなさってましたから。Let's see. Sate. I think I've heard that as an interjection. Oh, that's not sate, that's nasadu, okay. Okay, so it's nasadu is a more honorific way of saying suru. So this is basically like shite, but as you know, Tomoyo speaks very polite Japanese, so she's saying instead of shite, she's saying nasate. So nasaru. So Sakura-chan bikkuri nasatte mashita kara. So so Sakura-chan was surprised.
ちゃんと連れてきてあげたのに。びっくりさせたろ思って。さくらちゃんびっくりなさってましたから大成功ですわね。のにびっくりさせたろ思って。さくらちゃんびっくりなさってましたから大成功。 びっくりさせたろ思って。さくらちゃんびっくりなさってましたから大成功。
The Daiseikou. Great success, huge success. So large, and then turn into become. Oh, this is not the kanji for Naru. So large become, and then achievement, merit, success, honor. So large becoming achievement, aka great success. Daiseikou. So Daiseikou desu wa ne. So it was a great success.
のにびっくりさせたろ思って。さく
Okay, so this is part of this first sentence. So Sakura-chan bikkuri nasatte imashita kara. So Sakura-chan was surprised, so it was a great success. So from that, it was a great success. Daiseikou desu wa ne.
らちゃんびっくりなさってましたから大成功ですわね。おう。
See. O as an exclamation. O is a casual masculine interjection, primarily to greet someone or acknowledgement what they have said. Functions similar to like hey or hi or yeah. While O itself is an exclamation of greeting, it is distinct from other common Japanese exclamations that express surprise or admirations, such as sugoi, sonna, or yoshi. In conventional context, O serves as a brief, informal response to confirm attention or initiate contact, often followed by a question or statement rather than standing alone as an expression of emotion like wow or oh.
ん
なんだ
お弁当作ったんです。食べてもらえますか？作ったんです。
See. Obeto tsukutan desu. Tabete moraimasu ka? So, scooter, yes. Scooter, yes, scooter. So scooter, yeah. Obento skutan desu. So I made a bento. Tabete moraimasu ka? So let's see. I believe the base word is morau. So this should be potential form. Morau. Yes, so moraimasu. So I made a bento. Can I receive you eating it? Or in other words, will you have this bento? So obento skutan desu. Tabete moraimasu ka?
なんだ
お弁当作ったんです。食べてもらえますか？
ああ
Let's see. Terada. Tera, a Buddhist temple, and then rice fields. And then it's 10 rules, so it becomes da instead of ta. Terada.
ありがと
動いた。
Ugoita. It moved. Let's see. Shatta. Yeah, shatta ichido. Is it ichido or Oh, that marks part of shutta. Okay, so shutta, so it hangs the A sound. Shutta on or shutter sound. Shutta on.
動いた。
11時46分。少し動いたと。11
Let's see. 11時46
動いた。
11時46分。少し動いた。
So okay, so 11時46分 少し動いた 少し動いたと So at 11:46 it moved a little. So I'm not sure why they're using toe here.
11時46分。少し動いたと。
1時間見てて動いたのは3回か。ああ。
10
Why is toe used at the end of quotated marker, indicating the preceding text is a quote or thought being reported? Indicating the preceding text is a quote or thought being reported. It marks the end of the quote. Okay. Similar to closing quote. Okay. Omitted verb. Japanese often omit verbs of saying or thinking, such as ita, said, or omota, thought, when the context makes it clear. The full underlying structure is likely. Let's see. This is someone talking out loud as they are writing in a journal. What would be the correct verb? Let's see. For a journal entry where someone is talking out loud while writing, the most natural verb to complete sentences with to are subuyaita means murmured or muttered or whispered. This is the most common choice for talking to oneself, reading one's writing out loud, or verbalizing thought while journaling. Ita Okay, this is neutral, standard choice if the person is speaking at a normal volume. Let's see. Kiki nagaraita means said while writing. There are other group members, let's see, responsible for what should be written down in the area. Does this change what the word could be? Yes, the context changes the best verb choice. Since the speaker is reading an entry written by others or confirming a group log rather than expressing a person. Okay, no. This is a new entry they are writing. Since the speaker is vocalizing a new entry as it is being written, either by themselves or as a designated scribe for the group record, the action is dictation or recording. So, kaki shiru shita means to wrote down, recorded. Let's see. Kojutsu shita means dictated. No koshita means. Why would they say a verb for record for wrote down or recorded, let's see, out loud to the group? Verification, consensus, role clarity, dictation of the speakers. Okay. Formalizing the moment. Okay. In Japanese culture, the act of recording, especially in logs or diaries, is an official document, often carries a sense of gravity. Vocalizing the action transforms a casual comment into a formal entry, signaling to the group this is no longer just talk, this is history. Let's see, okay. So anyway, basically it's because there's a verb there that he's saying he's writing it down, but he doesn't want to say the verb, so he's just using to. And that's a seito, by the way.
11時46分、少し動いたと。
1時間見てて動いたのは3回。
That's right. What was that rule for numbers and whether you use poon or boon? I mean, poon, boon, or foon. Let's see. The rule for using poon, boon, and boon with numbers. Let's see. Eat poon, so 1 is poon, 2 is foon, 3 is poon, 4 is foon. So far it's odd's been poon, and even's been foon. But also, so 1 and 3. See. Okay, 5 is foon. Okay, 6 is poon, 8 is poon, 10 is poon. Actually, I think isn't that wrong? I thought 3 was supposed to be boon. Let's see. 10 is poon, 8 is poon, 6 is poon. And then they show 3 and 1 is poon, but I thought 3 was supposed to be boon. Isn't it supposed to be boon for 3? Now they're just so 1, 3, and then 6, 8, 10 are poon, and the rest are foon. Okay. In this case, it was 6, so he said poon. Okay, so
46分少し動いたと。
1時間見てて動いたのは3回か。多いのかな。1時間見て
1時間見てて1時間見てて動いたのは動いたのは3回か。So we've been watching for 1 hour, and as for it moving, let's see, has it moved 3 times? So we've been watching for an hour. Has it moved 3 times? Let's see, but it doesn't seem like he's asking though. Why is ka in Okay. So why is ka in ichijikan mitete ugoita no wa sankai ka? The particle ka functions as a question marker, but specifically indicates surprise, doubt, or rhetorical realization rather than a request for information. While ka typically turns a statement into a direct question, replacing the need for a question mark in traditional Japanese, in this speech context, the speaker is not asking someone else to confirm the number 3. Instead, they are muttering to themselves, expressing disbelief that the sloth only moved 3 times in an hour. This means translates closer to only 3 times in an hour? I can't believe it. Okay. So it's basically a rhetorical question. So, ichijikan mitete ugoita no wa sankai ka. It's like it is it has only moved 3 times in an hour? Saying that like a question, but it's more like a statement.
46分少し動いたと。
1時間見てて動いたのは3回か。多いのかな、少ないのかな。
Oi no kana, sukunai no kana. Let's see. Moves. Oh, is that a lot? Is that a lot? Is that a little? Is that a lot? Is that a little? Yeah. Oi no kana, sukunai no kana. Is that many? Is that few? Or is that a lot? Is that a little? So oi no kana, sukunai no kana.
3回か。多いのかな、少ないのかな。さあ。あ、また動いた。ないのかな。
Come on now. Come along here. Okay. Let's see. about that. So it has sort of like has either a kind of meaning or a come now. Like, I can't believe this kind of meaning. Okay.
多いのかな、少ないのかな。
さあ、
また動いた。
mata ugoita. Or it moved again.
さあ、
また動いた。
11時47分動いたと。
11時47分動いたと。
また動いた。
11時47分動いたと。
2分足らずの間に2回も動くなんて。2分足らずの
Let's see. 2分足らずの間に2回も動くなんて。So I think that's supposed to be two movements. Let's see, and a period. Let's see, two times move. Nifun tarazu. Let's see. Ugoku nante. Tarazu, less than. Let's see, less than or under short, not even. So this is considered a suffix. Tarazu. And this is that considered one word? Two minutes in. Tarazu, less than. Negative form of taru. Therefore, it is analyzed as a phrase rather than a single dictionary entry, though some linguists might argue for treating certain fixed temporal phrases as a single unit, depending on the analytical framework. So this is from taru? Taru. sufficient to be worth doing to do the job to serve. So to not be enough. So to not be 2 minutes, or in other words, less than 2 minutes. Why does it use zoo for the negative in this word? The use of zu and tarazu is a remnant of classical Japanese grammar that has been fossilized in modern usage. Zu is the continuative form renyoke of the classical negative auxiliary verb. Okay, in classical Japanese, the auxiliary verb conjugated differently than the nai. Zu was used to connect clauses, meaning without doing x or x and not. Okay, whereas nu was used to modify nouns at the end of sentences. Over time, the modern nai replaced zu for most daily conjugations, but zu survived in set phrases, formal writing, specific grammatical constructions. Why tarazu uses zu instead of nai? The phrase tarazu literally means not reaching or being insufficient. It uses zu because it functions adverbially or as a connective state rather than a simple sentence ending negation. Okay, so it acts like the modern te form. So tari nakute, being insufficient, or in the adverbial tari zuni, without reaching. Fossilization expresses indicating quantity like tarazu less than. The classical form zu became fixed. In expressions indicating quantity like tarazu less than, the classical zu became fixed. It sounds more concise and formal than saying tarinai in this specific context. So, came from archaic grammar and when you want to express something as less than and not so much insufficient, which is where the word came from, you use tarazu. Now, so it works adverbally, though. Is it really acting adverbally in this sentence? No, it's not acting adverbally. So it's more for giving a nuance of you want to say less than and not insufficient. That something is insufficient. So, nifun tarazu no ma. So, less than 2 minute period. Nifun tarazu no ma ni nikai mo ugoku nante. So, it moved it 2 times, and then this nante is, let's see, this is either the narote or the or the toyu, or non-toyu. To say what? Which non-te origin does this use? So nato plus tote origin. So and so forth, and then quoting in the continuous for. However, in this specific sentence, the usage is not the exclamatory what a form. It is the noun marking particle derived from naro tote. So so forth and such as. Why are we using this nante? Let's see. The origin explains its function in your sentence. It marks the preceding clause moving twice in less than 2 minutes as an example of something surprising, trivial, or contemptible. In this place, I guess trivial? Wait, I thought non-toyu was used for surprising. So, okay, so it's marking it as trivial, so 2分 tarazu no ma ni 2回 mo ugoku nante.
11時47分動いたと。
2分足らずの間に2回も動くなんて今日はやる気なのかもしれないね。なんて今日は
今日はやる気なのかもしれないね。Oh, okay. Okay, no, he's oh, okay, he's using it in a surprising sense. He's trying to say that, oh wow, that's an unusual amount. Okay. So that's how he's using nante. So as for today, motivation or yaruki. I want as for today, I wonder if it has motivation. In other words, I wonder if it has motivation to gay. Where you say, I wonder if it has motivation, I don't know, is a way of saying I wonder, essentially. Or does it have motivation, I don't know, is how you say I wonder. So, 今日はやる気なのかもしれないね。
だと。
2分足らずの間に2回も動くなんて今日はやる気なのかもしれないね。
Shindo on is probably how it's supposed to be pronounced. Shindo on. So oscillation, vibration, sound. Shindo on. That's made from ugoku and fudu. Or so to swing, to move, and then sound.
2分足らずの間に2回も動くなんて今日はやる
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yaruki. Will, motivation, drive.
気なのか
Okay.
もしれないね。
またですわ。
Mata desu wa. That again.
ね。
またですわ。感じるか。またですわ。感じる。
Kanjiru ka? What? Can you feel it? Yes.
またですわ。感じるか。クローカードの気配や。動物の檻が壊れたんですわ。動物の
Dobutsu no ori ga.
檻が壊れたんです。
Oh, kawaretan. So. Kawaretan desu wa. So, ori. Woven art, no. Cage pen. Jail cell. Oh, so the animal cages. Then kawareta. So from kawareru, such intransitive, to be broken. So the animal cages are broken. Dobutsu no ori ga kawaretan desu wa. Dobutsu no ori ga kawaretan desu wa.
「動物の檻が壊れたんですわ。ペンギンはええけど大きい動物が逃げ出したらシャレならん。ペンギン
Penguin wa kedo. So penguins good, but let's see. Oki dobutsu ga. So a larger animal. Nige dashitara. So a larger animal escaping or coming out. See, nige dasu, to run away, to flee, to make off. Okay. Oh, so to come out and to escape is to run away or to flee. Nigeru. To run away, to flee. Versus nigedasu. What is the difference between nigedasu and nigeru? Nigeru conveys a simple action, while nigedasu conveys an image of escaping from something unpleasant. the nige dashita because it sounds more dynamic. Strictly, nige dasu means to start means start to escape or be about to escape. When I heard nige dasu, I would imagine like a bird was starting to flap his wings to escape from his bird cage. Okay. Okay, so it focuses more on the beginning of the escape. Konnichiwa, Josekin, yeah, Genki desu ka? How are you? Oh, I see you're talking on both chats. Or at least two of them. See, Josekin, wa Genki desu. Spain ni Spain Jean des. Let's see, Toimashita, okay. Oh, Jose Toyu Hatsuon desu. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Oh, Jose, okay. Let's see, Kara mo Hanashita. Okay. Wakarimashita. So, penguin wa kedo okina doubutsu ga nige dashitara. So, a penguin is good, but if something like a larger animal begins to when a larger animal begins to escape, I should say, or if or when a larger animal escapes, this is conditional tada here. So penguin wa kedo okina doubutsu ga nige dashitara. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's see. You speak pretty good. How long have you been studied? Probably in a 3.5 year period of time, probably about 2.5 years. I had to stop for roughly a year's worth of time period.
"動物の檻が壊れたんですわ。ペンギンはええけど大きい動物が逃げ出したらシャレにならんで。
シャレにならんで。Let's see. シャレ。I'm not sure how much I've actually improved my pronunciation because I've been told for a while now that I speak it at least decently. Let's see. Joke, pun, jest. So share then narande. Along side by side. This is no joke, huh? So yeah. What I realized after a while is after you get so much basic knowledge, the only way you're gonna really improve your Japanese is by immersing it in the actual content itself. So that's something I started a while back. Because there's so many things you would see in an actual TV show that you won't see in like example sentences or studied material. And I chose this so because it has a decently easy vocabulary. Like someone had an AI look at this show and they said there's about 4,000 words used on a regular basis in this show when they looked at the subtitles. Which is a lot lower than some of the other anime series I was considering. Now, how does the grammar of this, how does this make that? Let's see, narande is considered a fukushi or adverb. I believe it's from narabu. It's to line up. Now, is it being used as just the connective form, or was it being used as this adverb? Well, the fact it's being used like this makes me think it's being used as a to line up way, not so much as a adverb. So, sare. So to line up with a joke, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, please explain the grammar of English word for joke or josh. Okay, in Japanese, share refers to a joke, wordplay, or pun. So share ni naru means to be funny or amusing. Conversely, share ni naranai means not funny at all, implying the situation is serious. So, ni naran, but it's not. So ni naran. Oh, it's his Kansai band. Okay, so this is actually naranai, but in Kansai band this gets shortened to from naranai to naran, and also this is the de sentence ending particle. It just happens to all come together to look like the word narande, but this is actually ni naran this ni naranai de or ni narande. So it's not becoming a joke, or in other words, it's no joke. Yeah, that's one thing you'd never see in an example sentence. So, sare ni narande,
ペンギンはええけど大きい動物が逃げ出したらシャレならんで。
yeah, you could hear the fact that he's actually meant it as naran and then de, the fact that there's a slight pause between naran and de.
が逃げ出したらシャレならんで。あっちや。
Acha.
あっちや。
Oh, achiya. Oh, this is from, let's see. Let's see. Kochi, Sochi, and Achi, that's right. Which is from... Let's see, what was that word it was from? Achi. Yeah, essentially, it's like that way, essentially, is what he's saying. Or there it is, essentially. But let's see, the word it comes from, yeah, to be that way. Or, yeah, achida. So there was kochida, sochida, and achida, which can be abbreviated or said in more emphatically, I should say, in speech as kochi, sochi, and achi. And he's using achi here. So achiya, or there it is. See, the verb is not narabu, it's naru. Yeah, naran is casual of saying naranai. Okay. So achiya, okay.
あっちや。
So hitobito no hime shriek. This comes from grieve, sad, deplore, regret, and then chirp, cry. So basically, a sound of sadness is a shriek or scream. You would think that would be a cry, but I guess in this case it's a grieve, shriek, or scream. Okay, so kanashi and naku makes himei. Okay, so hitobito himei, or people screaming.
入り口きっと。入り口。
Iriguchi. Iriguchi e. So okay, so this is entrance. So in other words, the entrance is in that direction. That's the particle A, referencing a general direction and not a specific destination. And no, this is not the kanji. This is not the character ro. This is the kanji kuchi, or mouth. So in other words, enter mouth essentially has the connotation of an entrance, like an opening for something. So in other words, the way you entrance, entry gate. Yeah. That's weird though. Wouldn't you be saying Deguchi in a situation like this? That and not Iriguchi? Yeah, Deguchi is exit. So no, it's Iriguchi entrance. So Iriguchi-e? Well, I guess if they're closer to the entrance than the exit and it's emergency, you use the entrance. So I guess that's why you say Iriguchi. So Iriguchi-e?
あっちや
Oh, that's right. He's not saying achi yeah. He's not saying there it is. He's saying that way. In other words, go that way. Yeah, that's right. That way, this direction. Yeah, so
入り口きっと先生か係員さんがいらっしゃいますわ入り口きっと
Kito sensei ka
先生か係員さんが
kakarin san ga irashaimasu wa. So the fact that this has let's see. So this is either go, come, or to exist. I'm guessing this is exist. Oh, I see. So that's why cause there. So surely a sensei, or that's probably a word for a staff member, exists. In other words, surely the sensei or a staff member is there. Yeah, ka gets used for to mean or as well. So sensei and kakarin, person in charge, official, and attendant, comes from person in charge and employee. So the or basically a person that's in charge, so aka an employee. So Kito sensei ka kakarin san ga irashaimasu wa.
きっと先生か係員さんがいらっしゃいますわ入り口きっと先生か係員さんがいらっしゃいますわともよちゃんたちは
Tomoya-chan tachi wa. As for Tomoya-chan, asking essentially what about you? Because she notices she's going in the opposite direction. So the question is obvious, so they just ended it at wa. You don't need to say the question. So the situation you're in, what about with respect to you?
きっと先生か係員さんがいらっしゃいますわともよちゃんたちはすぐ戻ります
Sugu modorimasu. I'll return shortly. Sugu modorimasu.
入
何これ。
預かっといてくれ。預かっ
預かっといてくれ。So let's see. Azukaru, transitive, to look after, to take care of. And then, but he says toite. So this is from oite, or oku becomes oite. But to contract it further, so azukate oite contracts to azukatoite. And then kure. Let's see. Which kure is this? Please explain the grammar of... Yeah, I think this is supposed to be from kureru. Yeah, kure, the imperative form of kureru, used to request that someone do something for the speaker. This makes a casual or direct, typically used with friends or subordinates. Okay. Let's see. Imperative kure. So in other words, give, putting in place of taking care of this. Or in other words, please take care of this. So, azuka, azukato ite kure, azukato ite kure, or longer way of saying it, azukate oite kure.
預かっといてくれ。
誰もいませんわ。誰もいませんわ。誰もいま
It sounds like she's saying omoimasen wa, but that looks like dare. Dare mo imasen wa. So, let's see. No one everyone does not exist. In other words, no one exists. Dare mo imasen wa. Or there's no one here.
誰もいませんわ。誰もいませんわ。その方が都合え。
預かっといてくれ。
誰もいませんわ。
See, is there a reason why dare and words sound like omoi? No, there's no linguistic reason for it. Daremo might be misheard, but it does not phonetically resemble moi, okay? Typo, contextual confusion. Okay, it's probably because she's running, so...
誰もいませんわ。避難したんだよ。誰もいませんわ。避難。
したんだよ. Oh, hinan. Okay, taking refuge, finding shelter. So that's from evade, avoid. Sakeru, yokeru. And then difficult, impossible, trouble, accident. Katai, musukashi. Trouble avoiding, aka taking refuge. So hinan. So avoid trouble. Avoid difficulty, aka taking refuge. So hinan. Hinan shitandayo. They're taking refuge. They evacuated, so hinan shitandayo.
誰もいませんわ。避難したんだよ。避難。
質問がありますか? Are there any questions? If there's no questions, we're gonna raid, so please stick around for that. Trying to find someone that has rating enabled. And okay, so the first word is going to be Kanade. Okay, the next raid's going to be okay, so we're going to raid Finnick O2 who's studying Japanese. And let's see, for the last raid, let's see. See, JFG is playing Dead Space, so we're gonna raid him. So, 皆さんお気をつけてまた明日. Goodbye everyone, see you tomorrow.